diversifying your revenue streams is really what we're here to talk about. Because should one or two of them shut down or become unavailable, you need to have alternatives.
Right, and I think I had a whole segment of my career that was all about working with nonprofits who were 95% funded by government contracts and were looking to expand into a private giving effort. And the transition to that can be really challenging. And I've also worked with organizations that were had a sole funder. One foundation was looking to help a field that they funded, so they funded an organization to help move the field forward, but that organization was dependent on that one, primarily on that one source of funding. So any organization that has a single source of funding, no matter how strong it seems today, is in significant jeopardy. And it's something that you really need to be thinking about, how you're going to spread that risk out. It's like investments. You don't want to put all your eggs in any one basket. You want to sort of spread your risk across a range of opportunities.
Paying attention to the donor's needs is key, along with building relationships. That's how you build a relationship. Listen to them, whether it's a company like Verizon or whether it's an individual. You know, with individuals, people like to give in different ways. Some people like to buy tickets to something. Other people like to get in there with a paintbrush and then give money. Some people like to put it in their will. Everybody is different, and every organization, every foundation, corporation is different. So listen, always listen. Don't just be going there worried about what you're going to say to them about it. Ask them questions. Ask them what they're interested in. Don't assume. After you've done your homework of reading everything you can about them, even if it's an individual, of course, Google them before you meet with them. Try to find out some information about what they do or where they work or where they went to college, because all of those things can give you insight into how to communicate with them.
Right, I think that's a great point. That's really good, because it has to be tailored. It really can't be one size fits all when it comes to fundraising. You really have to be able to tailor. Not that you can't develop language about your institution, your mission, and ideally, once you develop language, it's repurpose. What's in a grant proposal can get reframed to go onto a website. What's in a website can go into a blog. What's in a blog can go into an email blast. It's like, think about how to maximize your efforts and your time and energy. You don't have to come up with a brand new way to describe your organization every time, but it is helpful to know what your funder's interested in so you can frame your mission and your issue through their lens in an authentic way. That's the other thing, is you don't want to be running around trying to get money from people and what we call chasing the money, which is where you start getting off mission and off track because they're giving to this particular issue. So, that kind of fits with us, let's go for it, And next thing you know, you got a program here and a program there and a program there, and they don't really all quite fit together. And no one funder, rarely, I don't think there's any one funder who's going to be able to give you 100% of what you need for any particular project. Foundations like to do seed money, they like to do shorter term investment. Government is going to give you a lot, but they're not going to give you money for innovation and enhancements. Individual money is sometimes the best because there's no requirements about how you can spend it. Money you raise from things like an event or an online auction, something like that, you can spend it any way you want. So that's another thing to be thinking about as you're expanding. It's like, are you expanding into areas of restricted versus non-restricted funds? So, and how much of your funding is restricted and how much of it is non-restricted?
The board, I would say, is the single most important aspect of development work. For everything else that we're talking about, you must develop your board. You have to make sure that you have enough people with enough skills, with enough commitment, hopefully with enough money, to help you move your work forward. And in terms of diversification, the more varied their backgrounds, their circles, their networks, their circles of influence, and their skill set that they can bring to you, the better. So developing standards for the board and talking about that and involving them in the process is